And it's Ken Kraetzer for Talking Business and CBSIServcies. We're in New York City today. Have a chance to talk with our friend Ryan M. Craver, who is with TrimFit and the editor of the Tech Infused Retail newsletter. Comes out every Monday. He does a great job with that. Ryan, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. How you been?
Real good, real good. Good that it's springtime now. One of the things you've done since I saw you last is you went to India to look at some of the retail. And I noticed you mentioned seeing something about Amazon doing a lot on appliances and furniture. But tell us about your trip to India.
Yeah, so I was recently in India. A couple major objectives as to why I go to India. First and foremost, we do quite a bit of business manufacturing-wise in India. So we do have some factories where we do a lot of our underwear. As you know, we do many brands: New Balance, Joe Fresh, Terramar, Asics, Saucony, TrimFit. So we've got quite a few brands, and some of the manufacturing we do out in India. But the big reason for being out there was this thing that we call Amazon. So we know very clearly that Jeff Bezos is looking to right his wrongs in China, in India. They are the second most populous nation, and they've actually got the best demographic profile of any nation that's coming up, and he wants to succeed there. So I think as of this morning, they got 41 DCs there, quite a few more coming. They launched Prime recently there, and we are trying to make sure that we are selling quite a bit of product there. Luckily, we have some factories there so that we can take the product directly from the factory and then send it right into the Amazon DCs and get it up for sale pretty quickly. It's an interesting market in that e-commerce is very new and it's in its infancy there, so we hopefully will ride that wave. We don't need to do any translation for any of the goods, which is fantastic, and pretty much anything that we sell in the U.S. we have the ability to sell in India. So fantastic new market, a lot of traction to come hopefully there. The other two competitors, Snapdeal and Flipkart there against Amazon, are looking like they're probably going to tie up, so it will be a two-headed monster in the race for e-commerce in India.
Well, it's interesting because you're very active, obviously, on e-commerce in the United States, North America. When a merchandiser wants to enter a market like India, do they have to start a whole new kind of operation, a new set of websites, or can they build off their platform they might have for North America?
It's a very good question. So we are lucky in that we have a quality control team that is based in India. So we just added some additional headcount there in India to that team that was responsible for those marketplaces. You do need to have a tax ID. You do need to have incorporation set up there in order to sell there. You also need a physical presence to hold the goods and actually ship them into Amazon. So some of that is coming direct from the manufacturing facility into Amazon, as well as some is warehoused and then sent in. So you do need some sort of operation there. It's a little more difficult to do it from just the U.S., but there are some sites where you can drop ship within the U.S. to them, and then they'll ship it for you. Some other competitors like Hopscotch and Souk, which is in the Middle East, we ship directly to them out of New Jersey, and then they take it and they ship it themselves to the customer.
Well, what kind of merchandise? I was just at a class the other day where a professor was talking about the growth in the market for India, in kind of the emerging middle class there, desire for brand named items. What are some of the items and merchandise categories that the market in India is looking for?
Yeah, obviously anecdotal because I've spent a lot of time in India and just what I can see from what is being advertised. But a lot of the traditional American brands are very, very big there. You see a lot of Hanes. You see a huge amount of Tommy Hilfiger, very large amount of Polo/Ralph Lauren. So they are major consumers of big American brands. What we've found is they are big consumers of major American brands, but they also, if there's a compelling value in a private label product, they'll also buy that as well. So I think a lot of the same rules to make successful in the U.S. Apply in India, and we're trying to apply that, and hopefully we can ride the coattails of Amazon to some profitable business.
Well, I'm sure this is a very busy sales time of year for your company, TrimFit, with your children's, women's clothing items, and marketed both retail and online. What's some of the trends for your company, and what are the trends you see out in the spring shopping season?
Yeah, so again, it's the same shift to online that we've been talking about you and I have been talking about for years now. For TrimFit, a brand like TrimFit sells a lot of uniform business. So you got the back to school that's coming up. Additionally, what we've got is some other brands like Terramar, where we're doing hunting. The hunting season begins July/August timeframe for shipping into stores, so we're getting prepped for that. And then, of course, the thing that we talk about every year is the biggest day in shopping now, Prime Day in July. So Amazon Prime Day, where they try and feature anything 25% discounts or better. So we're getting prepped for all of that stuff, and then we've got fall coming before you know it, because a lot of the traditional brick and mortar retailers like the Macy's across the street will take that stuff on, July or August to prep for the season. In terms of trends, I think the athleisure trend still has some legs, believe it or not. I think you're starting to see some pockets of weakness with guys like Under Armour because everyone is now doing athleisure. With that said, it's still relatively warm in terms of what people are buying and trading down in terms of what they're wearing to work every day. As you can see, I'm wearing a bit of athleisure myself. And then beyond that, I think that it is bigger pack sizes, lower priced goods, the drive to value. So as we've seen the product shift from traditional brick and mortar into internet, the pack sizes usually have to be a lot larger. The average basket has to be larger because you have to offset the cost of shipping. You don't have someone just walking into the Macy's across the street able to pick up, a couple pairs of socks.
Sure. Hey, just one last question. You mentioned in your newsletter Sephora has done very well. They're going to add 70 stores. What is that retailer doing that enables them to increase their retail presence?
Yeah, Sephora, phenomenal job, as well as Ulta. So that category of cosmetics is, it's not had its problems like the consumer electronics, like the books, like the media has had. They do a great job of allowing for trial in all of their stores. They also do a great job of ubiquity, being everywhere. They've got a very successful in-store partnership that largely has saved JCPenney, in my opinion. They are rolling out more and more stores, and then Ulta, on the other hand, is continuing to roll out more and more stores. What's so phenomenal about the two of them is they continue to experiment with mobile. The ability to try on lipstick by just running a selfie on your phone through their mobile app is great. It shows them that they're trying. I also think the passion of those salespeople in the stores is a lot stronger, smaller format. You got people more captive, and those salespeople are really driving actual sales. It's a little bit more of a predatory environment when you get into a department store for cosmetics and things like that, whereas when you go to a Sephora, when you go to an Ulta, you're looking to experiment and you're looking to try new things.
So and tell us where our viewers can find TrimFit merchandise.
So TrimFit is sold in Kohl's, it's sold on Amazon, of course, it's sold in Costco in Canada, Stage stores, Belk's, there's a lot of places you can buy it. Terramar is sold in the Dick's Sporting Goods of the world and many other retailers as well, and then the New Balance is sold pretty much everywhere.
Ryan M. Craver with TrimFit and also the editor of Tech Infused Retail. A newsletter comes out every Monday morning. You can find that just by going to Ryan's Twitter handle at Ryan M. Craver. And Ryan, congratulations on being a new dad.
Very nice. Thank you.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for your time and always your insight. We'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. This is Ken Kraetzer for Talking Business and CBSIServcies in New York City.